Months since the start of the Wine Country wildfires, and this evening, some people are finding themselves victimized, not once, but twice. KPIX5's Emily Turner has a story that you will only see on 5.
That one is performed with a medical.
Buried under piles of FEMA paperwork, Robert Percy is half blind and at his wit's end. But still, he says, he can't get what he needs.
I've been putting in for assistance, and you've stuck me in a motel and forgot about me.
He lived in Coddingtown Mobile Home Park, an area that partially caught fire. It didn't totally burn down, thanks partly to Robert's efforts. He woke up all his neighbors, then stayed to fight the fire with a garden hose.
And there was one across the street that the flames just got into. And if that one would have caught on fire, then this whole park would have gone, because it would have just continued right around in circles. So I stayed and I put that out.
At some point in that firefight, he got something in his eye, and he lost it. He paid his own medical bills, but he can't go back to his smoke-contaminated house until his surgeries are complete and his eye is healed. Otherwise, he risks losing the other one.
I got to deliver clean rock, so that's what I'm doing.
But days before his last surgery, FEMA kicked him out of his motel and rejected his claim to help clean his trailer. That's when Legal Aid Sonoma stepped in, and even disaster attorney Kendall Jarvis has had a hard time.
There isn't a party available to hold responsible and get answers to those questions. Who is it? Who do we need to call, right, to get an answer? I don't know who that person is. I haven't been able to find him.
Robert isn't her only client. We asked, and FEMA says only 3,356 applicants have been approved for aid out of the 16,660 who applied in Sonoma County. At least 24 of those rejected fire survivors have turned to legal aid, and even more plan to attend their FEMA seminars.
It feels like a crushing, like a bulldozer, taking your feelings and just pushing it aside. You don't matter at this point.
Lorna Rockman McIntyre's daughter has cerebral palsy, and her therapy horse, Crystal, prescribed to her by a doctor, died in the fire. Since then, medical bills are stacking up, and Hannah has regressed. FEMA rejected her claim for aid as well.
I definitely feel that there is a black hole.
Legal Aid accuses FEMA of rejecting aid without a clear reason, repeatedly losing clients' documents, and a lack of clarity when it comes to their policy. The issues are so widespread, Legal Aid worries the process systemically infringes on people's rights.
If you are denied by the government those benefits, then the government should be able to tell you why you're denied. Otherwise, how do you prove up that the government is or isn't adhering to their own regulations? So there's no due process in that, because you haven't had a clear process that tells you why you are or aren't eligible.
We reached out to FEMA specifically about these allegations. In a written statement, they say, quote, "We are committed to helping the people who were affected by the wildfires and want to ensure those who are eligible receive the maximum level of assistance." They go on to say that programs are, quote, "often limited. Sometimes a specific need may not fit within our programs."
Everybody promises you, and you get your mind set on it as a goal to look forward to, and then they send you to somebody else.
Legal Aid has its next FEMA seminar tomorrow morning. That's happening at their office in Santa Rosa. They have several more coming up after that. For that information, you can just go to Legal Aid's Facebook page. Emily Turner, KPIX 5.